The Rings, Heavy Traffic, the guy who brought Mighty Mouse back to television. He's everywhere, and he's not. He's dealing in doodles here. This is a cartoon world that's more real than real life. It's brought to you by Paramount Pictures, and it's opening this weekend across this great vast nation of ours, from sea to shining sea. We're about to visit another element of Cool World, and Hollywood said that she would come by and pick me up, and I'm just, oh, there she is now. Hi, how are you? Hi. Hi. Could I talk to you a minute? Do you know where you're going? Excuse me, do you have a driver's license?
But I prefer to make animated films because animation is the greatest medium in the world. And animation, and what you always get in live action and animation is that the animation is stronger than the live action. I mean, the animated characters in this picture are far stronger than any of the live action people. I'm not putting the live action people down. But when you screen the live action scenes by themselves, they're fine. But when you put an animation scene in there, animated characters are greater. They're far greater. We start the picture in the 40s. Brad comes home from the war. Something tragic happens to him, so he immediately goes to Cool World because he doesn't want to stay in the real world. How he gets there is explained by the film. And then we immediately jump to 1992 to prison, where Gabriel Byrne is an underground cartoonist on death row who kind of creates Cool World, which is a real place. He doesn't know that, which enables Holly, this cartoon girl, to suck him into Cool World. Sort of creates a mind vortex, which is an interesting word.
The poppers. Let's burn.
What?
Let's go. Come on. Come on.
What's the drill here? What are you doing?
Well, I've taken a black and white dupe of live action, and I'm projecting it down through the camera, and also using a photograph that was produced from the same piece of film, and line in the two together so they match perfectly, so we can shoot an articulate matte scene of matting out a certain area in the live action and putting in cartoon footage or cartoon animation.
You start with live action?
We start with the live action with these photorotos here that are made off of the actual live action footage. And then we draw to those photos. But in order to keep everything kind of sized up and lined up, he has to reline them up to the live action footage. So he'll be shooting cells later on, animation artwork that we will actually optically print into that scene.
Just doing an animation feature is a pain in the butt.
Oh, yeah.
But then putting live action to it, does that really just compound the problem?
Yeah, because you have to go through another step. Ordinarily, if it's just pure animation, everything gets shot right here, it's finished, you see it up on the screen. But with this, you have to combine the animation with live action. And that goes through a process called optical printing. And that's just a nightmare. It really is.
It's like doing two movies at once.
In the name of the Lord, halt, I say!
Well, howdy now. As you see, there have been some changes around here.
What I'd like people to do is go in, adults, but adults go in and say, hey, I really enjoyed this film, even though it was animated. I'm not talking about kids. I think kids are easily going to enjoy this film, because kids have a better understanding of animation. Then they grow up and they get serious. But I'd like adults to go in and not be embarrassed they're watching the screen and really enjoy it. If I could do that, I'd feel quite successful. Yeah.
Vancouver.
way I was going to approach it, I was going to do it as if you opened up an underground comic and walked right into it. And we knew we wanted it to be a kind of surreal place. We knew that it should reflect various art movements of the past. There are places in it that are Gothic, and places that are surreal, and places that are abstract. But we wanted also for it to look like a cartoon land that has somehow maybe decayed a little bit, and that it's not Toontown, it's not the cute place. It's sort of a film noir Roger Rabbit. You know what I mean?
What's the difference between this world and Toontown and Roger Rabbit?
Well, again, Toontown is where the cute characters live. You know what I mean? That's where you might find Disney characters and Donald Duck and Daffy Duck. In Cool World, this is where the characters from underground comics live. The type of cartoons you might see drawn on a bathroom wall, this is the place they live. Up until now, nobody had ever thought of making the art and backgrounds of an animated film into an actual dimensional place. We'd always sort of either matted in the human being into a flat piece of art optically, or we'd take the cartoon character and mat him into reality optically. But nobody ever said, hey, why not actually build a place and have the freedom to move the camera around inside the cartoon character's world? And that makes the film novel.
Noids do not have sex with doodles. It's the oldest law in Cool World.
Oh, no, this has nothing to do with my life.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure.
I want to be real.
A lot of it has to do with the outrageousness that I feel, the society's about. A lot of it has to do with how ridiculous we all are, how we're never satisfied with what we got. A lot of the film deals with those issues. That's personal, it's hard for me to point to that.
Enough out of you, kitty.
To me, the process is the most important thing. I enjoy working with the guys. I enjoy the anticipation of looking at it for the first time animation, whether we've made the right choices. Releasing it to the public is a necessary evil, but to me it's the process. Working with the guys, working with the material is what I enjoy the most. I think when I was younger, I thought releasing the film was going to be like, the major reason I was doing this. It really isn't. And the older I get, the more I understand that.
I have one Chet Baker video. We should play it, just to play you out, kind of riff you out.
Oh, I love, well, which one? Chet's the best. Chet's very underrated. He's a brilliant, brilliant horn player, right?
Yeah. His name is Ralph Bakshi. Please be nice to him if you happen to meet him on the street, right?
Thank you, guys. Bye.